What's up, everybody? Welcome, 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 welcome. I hope you guys are good. I hope you are blessed, highly favored, you are safe and everything. Because being safe in South Africa is definitely a luxury. It's not just a thing that can be afforded to anyone and everyone. Being safe is a luxury in this country, I can tell you that much. Dumelang Kantlung, Fuking, hello, how are you, darling? I hope you're good. Yes, for me, I'm trying. Mwape, hi, darling. Amanda K, hi, sweetheart. God bless you too. Lokwabera we, Manny K, how are you doing? I hope you guys are good. Yeah, this is not a pleasant visit. It's not a pleasure for me to be doing this live today. I'm not pleased with myself. Okay? Anyway, let's do the intro quickly and get straight into the burning issue of today. What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. My name is Perseverance Marimini, also known as Madam Speaker, also known as the CEO, and Baliseng. I don't want to butcher the surname, from Mamelodi, who were gunned down, I think, 3 days ago. And they were coming back from a groove. They were gunned down, and today, actually yesterday, it was discovered that there's a guy by the name of Tebo Homnisi, who is a 38-year-old man. Like, guys, a 38-year-old is seasoned. You are 38 years old. You are 38 years old. In fact, you are close to 40. What are you doing with 20-year-olds? Anyway, so this 21-year-old and a 22-year-old, one of them, the 22-year-old, I believe, was dating this guy. And apparently on that fateful day, which is Sunday morning, they left that place, which is a Chisanyam or a tavern or whatever, in Mamelodi. And they were together with another guy. The name of the guy is Desmond. And this guy showed up and he shot all three of them. And this Desmond guy was shot in the private parts. The two ladies, the other one was shot here, and apparently the other one was shot in the chest. And the guy, fortunately, he made it. He's in hospital, trying to recover, fighting for his life. And the two girls, they passed away. These girls, if you see them anywhere on social media, like they're kids, guys, like a 21-year-old, 22-year-old, they're kids that grew up together. They're sisters. They dress the same, like twins. And this guy ended their life. This is the part that actually pisses me off, because I think I'm so exhausted, guys. I think for the past couple of months, you can tell that I've not been really that active when it comes to me speaking about the abuse that is happening in the country. Like I've just been emotionally exhausted. That part of me has just been depleted. I've not been making the amount of noise that I usually make around GBV issues, you know. So with this one specifically, what actually triggered me to speak about it, to even do this live, is the fact that today, the guy abandoned his bail application. Yeah. He abandoned his bail application. And it is alleged that the people of Mamelodi, they went and set alight his room where he was renting. And with people gathering together in Mamelodi Magistrate Court, with him being aware that now things are out there, they are known, he's known. When he was given an opportunity to apply for bail, he abandoned it. Now, this is what abandoning bail says to me. It says that you are fully aware that you are safer when you're in prison compared to when you're outside. And now, you being aware that you are safer in prison what does it say about this prison? Yes, I do understand that in South Africa we no longer have prisons, we've got correctional services. Meaning that you are going in there for them to correct your behavior. Mind you, the correction of your behavior is not going to bring back the lives of people you've taken. It's not going to bring it back. But they are adamant to correct your behavior. You come out of these correctional services with a qualification. You come out of these correctional services with skills. 3 meals a day. And a family right now has lost 2 daughters, the same household. And when we speak about things like the people are not afraid of committing crime in South Africa. They're not. They're not afraid to commit crime because they know very well that the consequences for that crime will just be them being rehabilitated. You understand what I mean? The consequences is just you being rehabilitated. Even better when you don't have a job, when you don't have anything going on for your life, because you know that when you are being rehabilitated, you are being taken care of. There are people who are actually paying tax for you to be rehabilitated. You have to kill somebody for you to be rehabilitated. There can't be a service that can be offered to you before you actually take somebody's life. You know, a couple of weeks ago, just this month, at the beginning of this month, I had visited another country, you know. And when I got there, I wanted to do another activity, you know. And when I told this, I was trying to convince the guy who was in charge of those activities to let me do the activity without having to wear a life jacket. And that guy said to me that if anything happened to me, before my country is even notified that I'm not there anymore, he will be long dead. He won't see the light of day. There are literally countries that are so safe, and the reason why they are safe is because people understand the consequences of their actions. And I don't understand how, in this country, we are all fully aware why the crime rate is so high. Before anybody commits a crime, you should be able to know the consequences of the crime that you're committing. But in this country, where people know that, no, in this country, whatever consequences, you can live through them. Whatever consequences, you can come out of it. Then here we are. We are sitting with women being butchered every single day because people understand that the consequences will not end their own lives. I mean, you are a person who's got the guts to shoot 3 people and you take their lives, but you don't have the guts to face the community out there that is waiting for you. You know, I always say that abusers are cowards. And I couldn't even be more right. Because surely, if you were that brave, I mean, if you're brave enough to pull a trigger, you should be able to be brave enough to go out there and face the people. Where is your bravery now when you're supposed to be applying for bail and then go out there so that you face the consequences of your actions? None. And the fact that you have the luxury of deciding that I would rather be where I'm safer, even after you've taken people's lives. You know, there's one thing that I absolutely hate. And it's this thing of people thinking they own people. You are mine. It makes my blood boil. Like, even when people are saying it in a very beautiful context where they're in love, you know, they're expressing, you know, you are mine, I'm yours. That thing scares me. That thing scares me because it's the thing that is ringing in people's heads. I own you, you are mine. So much that when things go south, people who think that they are yours, the first thing that they do to you is do what? They take you out. Because they own you. They can take you out anytime if you're not complying. Pretty saying, I am from Namibia and just want to raise fund for my studies. Help me. My sister, do you understand the sensitivity of what we're talking about right now? People have died who are studying like you. I don't want to even be rude towards you, But please read the room. Read the room. Vanessa says you are my wife. Once you feel that ownership that something belongs to you, then if it's not complying or if it's not doing what it is supposed to do, it is out of here. Do you understand? Like, this thing scares me, guys. More than anything, it scares me. The fact that people know that the consequences are so light. You can really survive the consequences of your actions, which cannot be reversed, where people are gone and they're not going to come back. You understand? So anyway, I'm just here because I just wanted us to talk about this because it's really disturbing me. What do you think should be happening? Are we not loud enough? Are we not angry enough? What is it that we're doing wrong? What is it that we should be doing jointly for things to be better, for things to change? Guys, the crime in this country is appalling. Nomvula says it's heartbreaking. I don't even know what to say. Like, this has been, a lot has been happening. California says it's true. I was recently pointed with a gun and our dog shot dead. Perpetrator still roaming around. And the thing is, how is it so simple for somebody to get a hold of a firearm? Firearms are such a simple thing to get in this country. And most of the times when there's a firearm is involved, when you check, it's not even a licensed one. Spiwa says a death sentence is the only option. I couldn't agree more. Because I think if people understood that if anything goes wrong in what they're planning to do, then their fate is death, then maybe, just maybe, that will make them have a little bit of conscience. Maybe that will make them have a little bit of conscience. Vanessa says they must let him go and take a break outside till January. Imagine this guy, because they understand the justice system in this country, he's more scared of people outside than the justice system and other criminals behind bars. He's more scared of us, the people who are outside. What does that say about our justice system? How does a person get to a point where they are more scared of the people outside than they are of the justice system? He would rather spend his Christmas.
Madam, my plea to men, let us stop blaming women. And it's very painful to hear a woman saying, those two ladies, those two kids, in fact, those are not ladies, those are kids. Those are kids. Those two kids, they deserve what happened to them. And it's very painful to hear a woman, somebody who gives birth, somebody who gives life, saying it's good, you know. So my plea to men, stop blaming women. Stop buying things for women if you're expecting something from a woman. Talk to the woman. If she doesn't agree, let her be. And in this case, Madam Speaker, baningi abantu bayakhuluma bathi no, there was a 10,000 grand. Really? Look at the house, look at the man, 10,000 grand. I myself, I wouldn't afford even 1.5. You see? Now, let us stop peddling these lies, Let us wait, maybe for the justice, siyibone ukuthi kwenzakalani, maybe asitshele ukuthi what happened.
Yeah.
But having said that, my only plea, let us stop blaming women. Every time in this country, if there is something that has happened, no, it's fine because they have done this and this, they were bebegqoke into eyimfishane, no, bebephuzelana imali yakhe, and. Those are kids.
Yeah.
That is a 38 man, 38, he is 38 years old. That is a man. Those are kids, 38 years old and a 20 and a 21, and you are dating one of them. Come on, guys. Men can do better. Yes, Madam Speaker, let me tell you something. Now it's 7:30. If a person says, you never hear a person saying, "Eish, I'm afraid of going out because eish, ngisaba abantu besifazane," or ngisaba ama-gays. I'm not saying gays are good, no. But ngaso sonke isikhathi sizothi ngisaba umuntu wesilisa at all times. Mina, my belief is men should protect us as women. That's my belief. They're supposed to protect us, irrespective of what. They're supposed to protect. That is what I always preach. I've got a son, a 27-year-old. I always tell him, you are the protector. Protect. They need to protect us.
Yeah.
I'm not saying ukuthi abantu besifazane they should do whatever, but it must come to an end. You cannot just kill 2 kids. Those are kids. Those are kids. You are 38 years old.
And
come
also,
on.
my sister, sorry to cut you there, because you can hear that some are saying that this guy was an ex, né? And by the time you get to the age of 38, as a person, whether you're a man or a woman, how many relationships have you been in that have failed? So much that when you are now dating a child who is 22 years old,
Yes.
that child triggers you to a point where you just see the need to end their lives. A child.
Just like that.
How sick are you as a person to get to that level? To even want to date a child to begin with?
Madam Speaker, our men are sick. I'm sorry to say this, not all of them, but most of them. And here's my worry, Madam Speaker, before I leave. You know, there are content creators, whereby makwenzeka izinto lezi sibadinga ukuthi now they need to shout. There are men abahlezi bekhulumela izinto, but now we need them to shout, but ngeke uze ubezwe. I can bet you my last cent. We've got a guy in Durban who lost his child. Where were those men nasegoli? Angaze ngisho neyodwa ngiyizwe ishouta naleya la KZN. Now 2 kids, they're being unalived. You will never hear them shouting, bekhuzana bodwa. No. You see, so izinto ezinjengalezi, Madam Speaker, yizona ey'dinga ukuthi we as the community, as the society, let us talk about them. Sikhuzane, especially men. Njengamanje, even on TikTok, there are few men whereby ngiwabona no, those are good ones. Khona ngize ngambhalela ngathi ethi nani bantu besifazane kufanele ningaphuzi ini, ngathi bhuti wami, just wait. Akulindelele icala. Uzwe ngempela ukuthi lo 10,000 okhuya ngayo ukhona yini, ngoba njengamanje you are spreading into hearsay. And izothi maselitholakala iqiniso, the mere fact ukuthi this guy usaba ibail ngihambisana nawe, usaba thina as the society more than umthetho. You know why? Because he knows ukuthi lapha ejele uzodla kahle. Thina sithola ama-350 ngaphakathi badla malini ngosuku. Ngaphakathi babuya nama-degrees. Thina la ngaphandle abantu abethi it's very difficult ukuthi umzali akwazi ukufundisa ingane. But my last one, men they need to do better. South African men, they need to do better. Madam Speaker, they need to do better. This is so wrong. I don't care whether ubebathengele 100,000 in. If a woman says no, worst part of it, those are not women, those are kids. You are old enough to understand, which okay, sharp, let me take you home because now worst part of it, I'm dating you. Let me take you home. Sizokhuluma kusasa sober minded. But no, he decided not to. Asazi-ke kwenzakaleni. Let us not speculate. The only thing that we know, he killed them. Why? Why ungeke usasiza-ke mhlawumbe uzosiza i-closure for abazali ne-family.
Because abazali they are saying, doing
yes,
this, but they want to know why.
Yes, he needs to give them closure. And not as a society, mhlawumbe we need that. But let us stop like blaming women at all times. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your input. I really feel like all of these things could just be avoided by bringing back the death sentence. That's it.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Tandwa. Let's move to Same. Same, are you here?
I am here. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you, my love?
I'm good, thank you. So I'm going to give you a bit of a story, right? And it stems from what you just said about you've been to, I think, a different country and you experienced a completely different narrative as to compare to us. And I have a similar experience where I traveled to Tanzania, and while I was at the beach, I kept on carrying my bag that I had a lot of things. I was going everywhere with it. Like I was carrying it like I was just holding a baby next to me. Whether I'm going near the water, whether I'm gonna go get a drink, whether I'm just gonna. It's because of the trauma that I hold from living in this country, right? To a point where the Maasai guy said, "Ma'am, why are you carrying this bag? No one is gonna touch it." I'm like, "Are you sure?" It's like, "Yeah, I'm sure."
Yeah.
Here, if you steal someone's thing, we cut off your arm. We cut off your arm.
Yeah.
So that on its own tells me that the Constitution is definitely not supportive of criminals.
Yeah.
And it's so embedded into the community that the community is so aware. There's an example again is that while I was still on the beach, someone sold a coconut for $5, right? And I was just having a discussion with another gentleman around there. And he asked me how much I was charged for it. And I said $5. Like, absolutely no way. Who sold you this? We went to the person and he was like, please refund this lady. I think it was supposed to be $2 or $3. He refunded me. And that guy was so apologetic because he knows that when you do something that is not right, you will face the consequences.
Yeah.
And I feel that if we don't change the Constitution, none of this talking will happen. None of this talking will help.
Yeah.
We can call men all we want. We can call them out all we want. We can march all we want. We can cry all we want. So long as our Constitution still protects criminals, we're still gonna die. And that's the fact of the matter. We can call men all out and say, no, guys, please talk to one another. You know, I mean, how many deaths have we had in this country where we continuously say the same thing?
Yeah.
But the Constitution remains unchanged. It still protects criminals. So we're not going anywhere if the government doesn't see the need of changing and amending the Constitution, that it protects us as opposed to criminals. Because right now, as it stands, it hates women, it hates children, it hates the normal citizen, and it loves the criminals.
So
That's my submission.
everything favors the criminals, shame. I don't want to lie to you, my sister. Thank you so much for sharing. You know, the other thing that I saw when I was also visiting another country was how the police stations are so quiet. When we were passing by, they're like, this is a police station. Yeah, it's a police station. How come there's nobody there? Well, we don't have like a lot of police because there's not a lot of work to do here. Come
Yeah.
to Africa. Police officers corner to corner, everything corner to corner, simply because they know that this is the hub of criminality. You know, but anyway, thank you so much for your submission, my love. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm gonna move to Nande NG.
Hello, Madam Speaker. Kunjani?
My darling.
Yes. Ndingene later ndiyazi noba itopic ithini, but sendiyicatchile the gist of the matter.
Yes, my love.
But what I have to say is the truth and the fact of the matter is that men don't like women. And men will never like women, particularly in this country that we live in.
Yeah.
I'm not a well-traveled person, but I've seen how other men in different countries treat women. And you know, the fact that umthetho walapha eSouth Africa protects the perpetrator more than the victim is appalling. It's diabolical. It's something that we can debate about it until Jesus comes. But what we need is change. We need to see change. And I'm not sure what it is that we can do so that we get impact to the people who are in power. So babone ukuthi no man, we have been doing things wrong. Let's change certain rules or change certain constitutions here and there. Because at the end of the day, when these men are doing these things, even if they are going to get arrested, they know that they're going to stay nicely at jail and sometimes even a short period. They get parole and they go out there and do the same thing again. So it's a never ending, cycle that I am not sure how we can make it end. It's very painful to be a woman and a child in South Africa.
Just a
It's
couple of days ago, sorry to cut you, my love. Just a couple of days ago, I think there was a story that I saw trending where a guy was out on parole and the first thing he did was to unalive his girlfriend.
exactly, that's exactly what I'm trying to the point that I'm trying to put across. And it's really painful, man. It's really painful because, this is how men view women in South Africa. They view them as objects that they can use and toss aside when they are done with them.
Yeah.
The fact that an older man is going to law you, akulobe, ngemali, be it money or they're taking you out on a date or whatever the case may be. The fact that they've got, malicious intent behind whatever it is that they are doing for you, it says a lot about their person, that they are sick in the mind. And I am not sure whether it comes from upbringing yabo or what the case may be, but there is something wrong with the men that we live amongst at South Africa. And we really need to have something. We need to do something. We really need to do something to make ibonakale into yobana no, we have had enough. We are hated by. Have you ever felt or have you ever seen a woman being hated by their husband?
Yeah.
I've witnessed that, and for me that is, it's difficult. I can't even explain it. You are living with a person in your house, you have children with this person, but this person hates you. And you sit and wonder, why did this man marry this woman if they hate this woman so much? What is wrong with our men in South Africa? There is something wrong with our men in South Africa, and we need to do something about it. We need to just stand up and voice it out. And even if it's a march or something, but every time there is something like this that is happening, a person killing a woman, a child being raped by a man, all these malicious things that men do to women and children. We end up talking about it, and then a couple of days or 4 days after, it's forgotten. It should be an ongoing thing that we are raising every single day. And I follow your content, and your content is consistently on that. I love that the fact that your content is consistent on the fact that you are raising awareness on how men behave towards women, be it they are married to them, be it they are living around them, be it whatever the case may be. And I hope that women are learning something from that.
Yeah.
Because you will find that there are women who will justify the actions of men who are cruel towards other people.
Yeah.
They will be asking questions like, why did she go? Why was she wearing this? Why was she, all these things that do not make sense at the end of the day. That's just my 2 cents. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Nadine. Even in this case, before we even knew who is the person that actually committed the crime and that story, people were already jumping up with conclusions that these kids took 10K from this guy, they ate his 10K at the club, only to find that they were not even with this guy. So because we are so used to this narrative of the fact that when a woman has been unalive, they deserved it. There must be something that they've done to trigger this man to actually do it. We are already even ahead of the story to a point where I think we need to get to a point where we don't even care. We don't even want to know why you do it. We don't want an excuse. It is wrong for you to do it to begin with. We don't even want to. There is nothing you can say that this person did to you for you to get to a point where you want to take their life.
And I mean, even if those children took the money, it doesn't justify the actions of that guy.
Yeah.
Even if they did take the money, it doesn't justify him killing those children. Whatever he did to those children is just completely wrong. There is just absolutely no excuse for what he did.
And they're children, because they are children. So, anyway, thank you so much, Nande. We're gonna move to Pamela, my darling. Pamela, talk to me.
Hi, how are you? I hope you can hear me. Okay, cool. Madam Speaker, thank you for all the wonderful work that you do. I think you're an amazing woman. I think what you do takes a lot of balls. It takes balls. I'm not going to say guts. I usually say we as women, our balls or our boobs or our balls. That's what I say. And greetings to everybody. I'm going to say this, and it might not be very popular and it won't be liked, but the reason why women and children will continue to be murdered and brutalized by the men of this country, it's one, because of our past. Two, from a spiritual angle, from a spiritual side, we had, and I'm going to say allegedly because I don't want to be sued, but once upon a time we had a president who was allegedly accused of rape. And what was done to that woman? Today she's no more. Today she was the villain instead of the victim. The country crucified that woman. And I kept on saying this when there were cases like Uyinene and all the other women and children who had diabolical things done to them. And I said, we as a people have forgotten about that woman. The tears of that woman, the pain of that woman. As a nation, my dear sister, we are cursed. We are cursed because we turned against one of our own. That's number one. Number two, in terms of murder, there are women and children that are murdered that we don't even know about. And the reason why we don't know about these women and children, I'm talking about female children, it's because the same government that we vote in every 5 years under the name of democracy is the same government that is killing us. I want to come to there was something that was said about the police. Amapolisa aseMzansi Afrika are no longer policemen and policewomen, not all of them, but I have noticed, I work in the area of justice, and I've noticed when women report a case of rape, the men and women in blue will say stuff like, oh, I wait too, she was drunk. And as far as I know, when you are someone who you're a public servant, you have no right to say because the person was drunk that warrants them to be raped. Because the person wore a skimpy shorts, that means that they must be raped. You took an oath. You were sworn into office to serve and protect. You have no right. And hear what I said, it is men and female. The other thing is this, there's that damn constitution. And I call it a damn constitution because when that thing was created, it was created as if it's a guise to protect human rights. And those human rights being of the marginalized Black people. Correct me if I'm wrong. But what I have seen is that that same constitution is the one that is killing Black women and Black children. I do not want to try and color this, but if you go and you look at the stats of women and children who are being raped and murdered, it is Black people. It is mostly Black people. And we have a government of color that is supposed to represent us. I don't see that. I don't see it at all. It is said that we have human rights, right? But what happens to the rights of the late Uyinene? What happens to the rights of all the other women and children that were raped, murdered, brutalized? What happens to those people's rights? There is a Criminal Procedure Act. And in that Criminal Procedure Act, this is what it says. It says that before the magistrate or the judge takes a decision on giving out a sentence, they have to make sure, they have to go according to the Criminal Procedure Act in the terms of that they have to look at not just the victim, but they have to look at the perpetrator, we call it the accused. Look at their background and look at where they come from and see if the sentencing will be just. What kind of a country do we live in whereby the accused, their circumstances must be weighed against the person who has been raped and mutilated and whatnot? And there's this thing about rape. Rape never leaves you. It doesn't leave you. Rape it's a terrible thing. It's like you're being murdered, but you're conscious. You are alive. And my opinion is that there has to be laws specifically around the vulnerable. Women and children are the flowers of this nation. We are the beauty of this country. We are the vulnerable. And I'm not trying to say that we are weak, but in terms of the way that we were created and designed, we are supposed to be cherished. But our own protectors, the men of South Africa, are violating us. And I don't think that in the criminal justice system, there must be a law, that one law that blankets, they call it sexual offenses. You can't just have one law. You in this scenario, and I'm gonna say this with a very heavy heart. My brothers and my people who are listening, we need to pray for this nation. We need to pray because we are going to toy and we are going to scream and shout until we are blue in the face. But we need to pray. I remember a time where I prayed and I said, Lord, there has to be someone who can talk about the atrocities that are happening in our government. And in the meantime, I wasn't the only one who was praying. And Mr. General Mkwanazi came. And to me, that is a sign that we need to continually be in prayer for the leaders. And those who are not leading, they need to leave. For the next generation, we have a responsibility for the generations that are to come. The Winnie Mandelas of this world are no more. But we as women need to take up once again that sword. We need to take it up. We need to be the freedom fighters of today. And I pray that God gives us weapons, not physical ones, but spiritual ones, where we can fight for the generations to come. We cannot just leave it to the government. Our government has failed us, and they will continue to fail us up until a time we take back the spear, because they have failed. The government that is in control has failed. And it's time we take back that spear, because that spear belongs to the nation. It belongs to us, and we are that nation. I have cried. I have lost many sleepless nights because I have a girl child. I've got a lot of friends that have girl children. I've got a lot of friends who are female
Yeah.
who I worry about, to the point whereby if I go to the mall and someone just walks past me just innocently, I'm already like, okay, stop, wait. I go into combat mode, in the sense of, did they just merely knock into me, or am I a target?
Yeah.
And it's horrible. It's horrible when you're a female not being free in your own country.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
That
much.
is all I have to say.
Thank you so much, my sister. I really appreciate your submission. I think you've covered a whole lot. You've said a mouthful. And more than anything, I think the part where we really need to take this and understand how spiritual this is, because I think in as much as we are doing everything that we're doing and we are doing and we're making all of this noise, but we don't understand or we don't take into consideration the spiritual aspect of this whole thing. So I really appreciate your submission. Thank you so much, my love. And
Thank you.
we're gonna move to combination. Hi, combination. Combination going once. My brother or my sister, why is your name combination? What are you combining? I hope you're combining solutions to these problems that we have as a nation. But anyway, oh, you muted. Oh, okay, let me unmute you. You. Okay, there you go. Hi, combination.
Hello,
How are you?
Nikai. How are you? I'm good, and you?
Good, thank you.
All right. I don't know what I'm going to say. Uh, it will be good or bad to other people.
I have a feeling it's
For
gonna be bad, but it's fine. It's your opinion. You can say it.
okay. Into yokuqala ne, umuntu obulele lezi ngane, I don't support him. He was totally wrong. I stayed there where laba bantwana ababulalele khona ngihlala khona. That's where I stay.
Do you have
And
a
then one of
microphone on or something? Because I can hear you, but I think you are like enclosed. It's like you are inside or something.
maybe it's my network.
Now I can hear
Okay.
you properly. Now I can hear you properly.
Okay. Okay, lana engihlala khona ngihlala next door nalabo bantwana ababadubulile. So one of those girls bekuyi student sase Eunice.
Okay.
Okay. So ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi while they were going ukuphuza isikhathi sesikolo bebesenza nini. I'm not supporting umuntu obabulele. Nathi njengabazali asidiscipline ingane zethu. Ukuze singahambi ebusuku. Mina I'm working as a security officer at Brazza. Each and every time ngama Friday and Friday and Saturday manje emsebenzini I never ngihleli ngibona ingane emgwaqweni. Angaze ngibone umuntu omdala emgwaqweni.
Okay.
4 o'clock mangisemsebenzini I'm always passing young boys, young girls emgwaqweni. So I think nathi njengabadala kumele sidlale ipart to discipline our children, because now mawungabheka abazali balezi ngane abantwana laba they are not from Gauteng, they are from Limpopo. Uyayibona? Yes. So abazali they are waiting for ama result ase Eunice, but ingane aziye esikolweni ziya kuphi? I'm staying there ila ngihlala khona. Ingane ziya
How
kuphi?
old are you? What's your age?
I'm 38.
Have you ever gone out clubbing or partying or anything like that in your lifetime?
No, I don't do that because I prefer staying at home is safe.
Or that's your personal preference, man?
That's what my father told me.
And you took that.
7 o'clock is late. You must be at home. Yes.
Okay, I'll let you finish your trail of thought now. But the reason why I was asking you, would say how old are you and if you've ever lived a life of going out and all of that stuff, is because I wanted us to be on the same page in a sense. We all understand that as parents and as children, at some point we were taught to take care of ourselves and be the people that we are, right? And there's nothing wrong with people who choose the life of going to parties In fact, in other countries, people party until 4 a.m. I don't know if you were here earlier on when we were speaking about countries like Tanzania, where you can leave your bag, you will come back, you will find it, where people can go partying until 4 a.m., you will come back, you will be safe. So the preferences of people when it comes to how they enjoy their lives, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And also the second thing, I do believe that the limit for drinking alcohol, for example, in this country, it's 18 years old. Meaning that even as a parent, there's so much that you can teach your child until they get to the age of 18. And when they are now legal, regardless of whether they're in school, they want whatever they want to do with their leisure time, for as long as they're legal, they can do whatever they want, as long as they still bring you good results. But now, the concern about for us as parents, I feel like us being able to teach our children to stay at home is one thing, but our kids are being attacked even at home. People are being killed even at home. So to say that we are going to shift the whole thing and focus it on the fact that we as parents, we must teach our children to stay at home when other people in other countries are going clubbing and they're coming back home and they're safe because they know that their country is safe. And if anybody does anything to them, they will suffer the consequences. Then we have a country like South Africa where we have people like Combination who will come and then shift the blame and make it seem as if parents taught their kid not to go to partying, and there's nothing wrong with partying, by the way, there are preferences. Other people prefer to go to vacations, other people prefer to go to parties, but at the end of the day, you're not committing a crime when you do all of that. When you are studying, you are a learner at UNISA, and you want to unwind, there's nothing wrong with you going partying because you're even legal to go partying. But the biggest elephant in the room is the fact that we are not safe as people in this country. And the more we want to defend the people who are committing these crimes and shifting the blame and making it about the victim, making it about the victim's parents, the more we are actually encouraging them to continue committing these crimes.
Okay, ngiyakuzwa mama. Remember the time umbuso usaphethwe ngabalungu ne? If you check abantu abafaya ngabantu abamnyama, the time white people bangakuthola sestradeni ebusuku, they don't care either you are over 18 kumele usho ukuthi uyapho vela apha ebusuku. We are not allowed to hamba ebusuku. Now cause umbuso usebantwini abamnyama, everyone uhamba the way afuna ngakhona. People that are owning guns. Mina I put blame on the government, not on the government ayenze umthetho ngendlela right. Umuntu ohamba ebusuku kumele a discipline. Amapolice, they must do the patrol.
My
So that
brother,
you're going to be
did you
safe.
hear the part where I was saying in other countries where people know how to live like human beings, they party until 4 a.m. and they're safe?
Yes.
You get that part? Meaning that the problem is actually not the system and how things are done. The problem is as individuals.
Anyway, I think ngiyabonga for isikhathi sakho, but I think a better way is to discipline our children. Ingane zingahambi ebusuku. It's not safe. It's
Why
not
is
safe.
it not safe? Why is it not safe?
You see the country that you are living.
Why
People
is
are
our country
owning
not
guns.
safe? What makes it to be not safe? What makes this country not to be safe for people to walk at night?
The center of this man's work. Put your hands together and be
Can we fix that? What makes it to be unsafe to walk around at night? Can we fix that so that it can be safe to walk around 24/7? Where's my brother? It seems like he's left. He's gone, eh? Okay, my brother is gone. Smiley face, can you please talk to me? Seems like my brother is not happy with the way we are engaging with each other here. I'm trying to unmute the smiley face. Smiley face, I'm gonna have to let go of you, my love. We're gonna have to move to is it Tabang? I'm gonna have to disconnect Nande as well. Sorry, my love. I have to create space for other people to come in. Tabang? Tabang, talk to me. Guys, I'm trying to allow more people to come in. I don't think we have an admin today. Or do we have? Oh, okay, let me try and unmute Tabang. Okay, I also still can't unmute Tabang.
Hello.
Hi.
No. I wanted to discipline the brother. I see he has gone.
No, it's fine. You can discipline him in his absentia because I do believe that he might have stepped out and still listening.
No. I wanted to tell him that, like banna ababu into aibuang. It's very wrong to victim blame. You
Yeah.
know, as a man, the privilege of living as a man in South Africa. Some Yes, what's going on here? I can't hear myself.
There's a background, there's an echo because somebody had unmuted.
I was saying, as a man, navigating life as a man in South Africa is very easy. That's why he's saying what he's saying, because he doesn't live in a world where he's constantly fearing for his life. You know, he lives life as a straight black man, and he's a security guard. You know, he knows, he sees danger, but he doesn't see anything wrong with, for example, a 38-year-old man, you know, dating a 22-year-old. To him, it's normal. I mean, I'm 32, but I wouldn't dare date someone who's less than 27. It's strange. That man is sick. He needs to be locked up, and there's no excuse for that. It doesn't matter if those girls were working at 2 a.m. naked. No one has a right to kill them. It doesn't matter if I don't know, if they didn't go to school, it doesn't matter. You know, that brother is wrong. We need to condemn him. We need to tell him where to get off. If he feels that guy or the government is failing us, it's another conversation about the government. Now we're not talking about the government. We're talking about, as guys, we need to take responsibility as men, collective responsibility, because these are our brothers, these are our friends. You know, that guy has a lot of friends who knew he was dating a 22-year-old.
Yeah.
But they were fine with him. You know, we need to make guys like that uncomfortable in society. They must never have a place to hide. We must condemn them everywhere they go.
Yeah.
You know, but I wanted to tell that guy to his face, he's not here, so yeah, get la follow. Thank you very much.
My brother, we appreciate your input. You know, and I do really agree with you with what you're saying. And it's very much concerning, you know, for the fact that people like your combination who was here is a 38-year-old man who is a security guard, and this is the mindset that he has.
You know,
It's
you can tell, as a lady, I don't know, if you have a lady, you have an incident, will he help you before he judges you? You know, you can,
you
you
will
know,
first start by saying you are not supposed to be here.
they are like they'll palama ko prasa. Now no more. You know, that's basically what his entire agreement. Okay, like bane ba batlang mo ka nako eo, you know. So I hope someone will get through to him, because that mindset, we know it very well. And those guys, especially Fukadula Lemajita Kokasi, this is how the guys think. We must never think that guy is an outlier. He's majority how the guys think. So Rematadin, that's what I wanted to say.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your input. Beautiful submission over there from our brother Tabang. We're gonna move to Fresh Lord. Fresh Lord, are you there? Fresh Lord, going once. Should I unmute you? Oh, there you go. Talk to us.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you, my brother?
I'm okay. Yeah, this is very, very sad. Our girls are not safe anymore.
Yeah.
And is the society failing us? So if you You can't go to a pub or a restaurant
Can you
to.
please mute yourself so that you don't distract the person that's speaking? You can proceed, Faisal.
So I said, the society is not safe anymore.
Yeah.
No woman can go out at night and be sure that she will be safe. That is that is where we find ourselves, and it's very very disheartening. Bella, if this person is dating young girls and it can 38 years old to 21, or if those ladies, is the gap is there, they will be like the younger sister to him, or
Even
for
a
him to
doctor, he's even old enough to be a father to that child.
be a father to them.
Yeah.
I'm 40 years, but I won't date any kid less than 25, because yes, they might have a big body, but by the time you hear the age, you want to take advantage of them, which you as a man, you know that what I'm doing is not right.
Yeah.
So thank God he did not apply for bail, because it's just going to be a jungle justice to him if he is in a society, and the society is also, this kind of people, they are not supposed to be sent to jail, because he's still going to be eating taxpayers' money, still going to be eating food, he's still going to be living his life, whereas those girls are gone. Now they are part of the statistic now. It's just very very sad. And concerning about that guy that spoke earlier, I think maybe he woke up on a wrong side of the bed. He's not thinking straight at all. He never think about what he is saying before he utter it out.
Yeah, no, thank you so much, my brother. It's just unfortunate that this is the mindset of a lot of people. Many of them don't actually get to express themselves the way this guy is expressing himself, but many of them actually think the way he's thinking. I think the guy who spoke before you did mention that if you sit down with people from township, township boys by the corner, you will understand that their mindset is exactly like this guy. So we still have a long way to go, but I really appreciate your input. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
She elevated, or is she elevated?
Hello, hello.
She
Yo,
elevated. How you doing, my sister?
I'm all right. Hey, yeah, under given circumstances. And looking at the point that there's still a lot of work to be done,
Yeah.
especially on the male side. Yes, we're not saying we can't do some work with our girls, especially young girls, but to think that these killings are now, yazi lento kuthatha umphefumulo, it has become such an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
It's like men, they have now taken this thing of becoming predators. They are thinking ukuthi, them showing ukuthi they don't want something, they have to act it out and anyhow. And it's like it's proving a point. Or what we can be controlled by women, or we can be told what to do by women. It's actually a power thing, it's a power mindset. Or what should they dare us, Sizobabonisa will show them. And it's not taking a country anywhere, it's not taking society anywhere. I think men, but Banama get together, they've got their men sessions, but are they really talking out issues? Are they really addressing issues that they themselves as men are facing?
They
Because
actually even mock each other. They mock each other. If you as a man, you're a crybaby there, or you're talking about your problems, they'll be calling you a crybaby. Nobody wants to actually listen to you. They'll rather give you a beer and then say, drink it, go get a girl there, sleep with her, you'll be fine tomorrow. So even this, honestly speaking, for me, I feel like even men conferences are so useless, most of them, because even when they're getting together as gents, they don't learn anything from each other. They don't pour their hearts. They don't know each other, basically.
exactly what comes out of those conferences, because we could be seeing some changes, we could be seeing men advocating that men should stop these violences, but we keep seeing circles of the same thing, just different patterns or different places. So men, I think with our boys we should do some work. A lot of work needs done with our boys, because if this is how the boy child is going to show, if they're not satisfied with the situation, they would act out in a violent manner, then we have a serious problem. As much as we want to sit down our girls and say, young girls, stop what you are doing. Stop luring this old man. Stop thinking that you're going to take something from them and get away, because you don't know their mental state. Some of these people are not well. They're not well balanced upstairs. So I think there's a lot of work needs to be done with our men, with our young boys. We need to really start some acting project. We need to start doing something, because it's getting out of hand. If boys will always look at girls as just sexual beings, it's just people they can take whatever from them, and girls would look at men as, people who must provide for them. We need to have a serious talk and come up with proper solutions, because it's enough now. A lot has been happening. It's enough now. And we can't say we are going to close doors for our kids. I mean, they are in this life, they have to enjoy and experiment it. So we can't say that the resolution is just to lock them inside and they must fear this life. We must come with proper solutions where we can all live together as human beings. If you are hurt by a situation, come up with a solution that is not going to put someone's life in harm's way. And because it's like jail now, it has become a safe space for criminals. This is where they are feeling comfortable. I was working there and I used to tell them, your rights are so much more than the victims outside. You as perpetrators, you are so well protected. They would complain and, we have to run around for them. We have to give them this. They have 3 meals, those people, a day. They have hot water. They have a bed to sleep on. They have activities going inside there. I mean, there's a lot that is going well for them inside there. And it's not fair. Let our government really reconsider some of the choices and decisions that they have made, and see which people aren't afraid to go to prison anymore. They actually would prefer that. So,
like, imagine, my sister, the reason why we are here today, we are speaking about a guy who abandoned bail application because he would rather be in prison, because he's safer in prison, because when he gets out there, people are angry. What does that say? It says that prison is a hotel.
It's a lot. It's a lot indeed. I hope we come up with amicable solutions right away. We need to. We have to. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
My sister, I appreciate your submission. We can move on to Spiwe, Gracious Love.
Hi, Madam Speaker. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm good. My opinion is very straightforward. We need to bring back death sentence. Simple.
Thank you.
Besides, considering that if we bring back death sentence, they normally say our prisons are overcrowded with what? Murderers. If we kill these people, then it saves tax money. People go to jail to eat morning, breakfast, lunch, dinner for killing. I really don't get, like, and the guy that left combination, whew, I'm very mad at him. Hey, you cannot be thinking like that and you're 38. You're supposed to be a parent.
Yeah.
So if it happens,
a 38-year-old who would even persuade a 20-year-old, you are a red flag. You are a red
actually,
flag.
where is your mate?
Saying something bad. Where are your age mates, guys? What's wrong? What's wrong within your age group? What's wrong with that?
Because you are a coward. You are a coward. You want these kids because they're still trying to navigate life. So you can.
Them. They're still young.
Yes, they don't understand a lot of things. There's a podcast called The Plug, and on YouTube. I've followed it a lot recently. There's a lot of cases in South Africa of GBV. There's a guy who killed the kids, a 2-year-old. What did she do? Since combination said the kids are going around late, what did the 2-year-old do?
Because he's in the house.
Exactly. The other father went to school to pick them up and bring them home, hang them one by one, 3 kids. What did they do? They were not drinking. So we cannot go on and acting like men can't think. Actually, men were supposed to be the head they were supposed to be the heads to lead the country. If you are an empty head, then you need to be taken out.
Yeah.
So we cannot go on protecting men and saying, no, what did she do? What did she do? It doesn't matter in this case. Once you kill her, whatever she did doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Our men need to understand that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my sister. I appreciate it. I see Combination is requesting to join again. You are definitely not joining the panel again, my brother. Already people are saying I must mute you from this live. But anyway, we're moving on to Tabs. Tabs, my darling, do you want to speak or do you want to be skipped?
Which one do I go for?
Nice
Let
to
me
meet
be
you.
skipped. I'll come back.
Okay, cool. Naledi.
Hi, Madam Speaker. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you, my love?
I'm okay. You know what, ne?
Mm.
I think death penalty, guys. They should definitely bring it back. They should bring it back. And I know some people will argue because I think yesterday or today I was having a conversation with my cousin, and she said, "But then there are people who are in jail and they've been falsely convicted, ne?" I said, we get that, and that happens. But I think in instances like the matter of those two girls from Mamelodi,
It's pretty
that's
straightforward. It's a
it's
straightforward case.
straightforward thing,
Yeah.
beyond reasonable doubt. That person
Yes.
did that because he even admitted to the crime. I think that's where death penalty should apply.
Yeah.
And the other day, I was also watching this video of a pastor who raped, I think, a 5-year-old, and his DNA was found. You understand?
That's a straightforward
That's
case.
a
You
straightforward
don't think
case
you have to be
without
bringing the same
reasonable
every time.
doubt. Without reasonable doubt. I think that's where death penalty should apply, whereby we have 100% proof that
Yeah.
this person did commit this crime. And why don't they just release that guy at that face community?
No, he knows it's safer when he's in prison. Somebody's saying, well, prison is not that fancy, guys. Things are hard. But who in their right state of mind would choose to stay in prison and not get out to face the consequences of outside? Clearly, you know that you are safer when you're in prison because there you have it easy.
Exactly. And this thing of prisoners getting 3 meals per day. Guys, there's kids who go to school and they come back hungry from school because they don't get food. But prisoners, criminals, rapists, murderers, they're getting free food, free electricity,
They
free
even have more
education.
rights than us.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we are fun. Imagine you are working, ne? And then you are paying tax, and then somebody violates you, and then that person is imprisoned. And while they're in prison, you are still funding their lifestyle while they're in prison, but you are the victim.
No, man, I think our law, Shem, they need to change it.
Yeah, no.
They definitely need to change our law.
I think we had a guest who came in here,
Because,
Pamela.
because if you can check
Them
Botswana,
constitution.
Botswana's crime rate is quite low because of their law,
Yes.
because of their strict law.
Yes.
So, but then I feel like South Africa, Shem, they favor criminals more than law-abiding citizens, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. People are still focused on looting and stealing from us as the taxpayers. They are more focused on enriching themselves. They don't care about what else happens to us out there. They don't give a damn.
Yeah, because I had this male friend of mine. I remember about this particular case. He made like a very, very disturbing comment. I blocked him. I was like, these are not the type of people I wanna surround myself with. If you are a man and you are able to say such thing about this kind of matter, what does that say about you as a person? And as well as, like, if you can check the video online, the comments, Madam Speaker, the comments are here. They're revving me up. They really make me so angry because you see a whole grown ass man saying, 2 gold diggers down. Females commenting, girls, normalize having your own money when you go to group. Who said those girls
Why are you
didn't have their
jumping into
own money?
conclusion? How did you get to that conclusion?
My question exactly: who said they didn't have their own money?
Sure.
Yeah, but my take was, I think death penalty, Tansi Noboya,
Yeah.
especially in cases like this, whereby without reasonable doubt this person is guilty.
Yeah. Hey, thank you so much, Naledi, my darling.
Oh, thank you, madam.
We're gonna move to Kanzito. Is it Kanzito?
Yes. Hello, host and everyone on the panel and comment sections. Hello.
How are you doing, my brother?
I'm good.
I'm also good, thank you.
Yeah. I first want to comment on the death penalty. on the death penalty, people must understand that there's something called a death row. When you have been convicted and your sentence is death penalty, it doesn't mean that tomorrow they're going to unalive you. No, you can sit for 20 years. And there are people, if you look at the United States, there are people who are wrongly convicted and they sat there fighting the case for 20, even 30 years. And at the end, they were found to have not even done what they are accused of. So it's just that the law here is just lenient and favorable to criminals. I mean, I don't want to bring politics into this, but if you look at the United States, there's the red states, the blue states. The red states are those who favor Trump, which are conservative. They work on something called the federal system. So those states, they have their own laws. They support the death penalty. It's in their laws. And these liberal blue states, the leftist blue states, they cut off these harsh laws, and criminals are running rampant, on those blue states. That is why Trump is sending the guard, the National Guard there to stop crime. But it doesn't affect the red states because there the laws are tough, very tough on criminals. And we in South Africa, we've adopted these easy, laws which are favorable to criminals. Even Peggy Cele on the ad hoc committee, he said there's a monster called bail. There's this monster. I mean, I can rape today and then 2 weeks down the line, I'm out on bail. Or I can unalive someone 2 weeks down the line, I'm out on bail. So how do you expect criminals to stop with this behavior? Instead, it's just gonna get worse. So yeah, on that one, I just wanted to get this point clear.
Yeah.
And then I understand it was alleged that the girls were on a groove, and before that's why I was saying that this guy must be catched so that we can know the whole story. So, but I want to comment on the groove. I would say to women, when you go to clubs and something like that, make sure you know where you're gonna sleep, what you're gonna eat, what you're gonna drink, because clearly it's not safe for you. If you don't have those things, just stay at home and avoid trouble.
Yeah.
You see.
But on this case, I don't know if you've heard, my brother, but on this case specifically, it is said that the guy was actually dating one of the girls.
So that is why I said it was alleged before
And
the guy.
I don't know if you're also aware that the guy is
I'm
now.
aware. I'm aware. I'm aware.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm aware. I was just giving advice with the groove situation to women.
In general.
Yeah, yeah, in general. Sure. And then I just want to say, there's this thing that guys have not been raised well and they are not taught. It's a lie. Let me make an example and say, what if the perpetrator comes from a good family, good parents, has been raised well, has been taught morals, even the community has taught him morals, the environment has taught him morals, and then the perpetrator decides to do what he does. I think at the end of the day, as an adult, you make your choices. You see, I believe that there's just bad people and good people in the world, and unfortunately, that's how the world works. What do you say with the case of Sandile Manto, who unalived Karabo, came from a rich family with good, both parents were very rich. They gave him morals. He grew up very well, and Sandile went on to become to make his life and make his money, but he decided to unalive.
And my brother, to support what you are saying, I feel like the more we focus on how people were raised, we are kind of shifting the accountability from the actual person who did the crime. Because I mean, I grew up under a certain household where I was taught certain things, but when I'm growing older now, I make my own decisions. And if I make bad decisions, how is that now supposed to go back to my parents who raised all 5 of us, but the other ones turned out well?
Sure, sure. That it's just like that, my sister. And my last point is that I want to bring: women must be aware. In this country, we've had Namhla who was unalived. Do you remember the story of Poisons from Cape Town? I think it's 2012. You see how far I'm going.
Yeah.
Poisons, the colored girl who was unalived by 5 boys. It was on the national news everywhere.
Yeah.
We've seen that the girl from UCT, Uyinene,
Yeah.
from UCT was unalived. Others I forget. We can go on and on and on and on and on. So it's clear that the government doesn't take this thing seriously. So the conversation now should shift, and women on themselves should have a conversation and say, but the government is doing nothing for us. Men are continuing to unalive us and it's becoming worse. What do we as women, that's the conversation. What do we as women do to protect ourselves and be safe in this country?
Yeah.
That's where the conversation should shift.
I hear you.
It's tough and it's so sad. And I want to say lastly, as much as I'm tempted to agree with these men who are saying what happened to these girls, they deserve it. No, I condemn it, because when I think of my mother, of which I love so much, when I think of my sister, of which I love so much, and I think, what if this thing happens to them? Yes, you'll say they deserve it until it happens to you. You see,
You want to
so
come up with an excuse of why you're
we can never condone such behavior. We can never condone such behavior.
Yeah. No, thank you so much, my brother. I really appreciate your submission. I do believe that everybody here agrees with us with the comments, So I appreciate your input. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Alisa, you are next, my darling. I see that people are join. I don't think we have enough time to allow more people to join. We've got Palisa and we've got Tabang who's going to wrap up for us. I apologize, guys. We'll go live again tomorrow. Actually, we will go live again tomorrow. But for today, I want to apologize and say we're not going to accept more people. Palisa, talk to me, my love.
Good evening, Madam Speaker. This topic, it hits home. I'm just going to briefly share how and why it hits home to me, particularly the part about the perpetrator opposing bail. In 2022, a cousin of mine who was doing very well for himself was going to meet the mother of his child halfway. It was in December 2022. He had just knocked off work. He drove out from home down the street, and when he got to the point where he was meeting the mother of his child, she was being robbed. It appears that the people that were robbing her are people that actually knew him. And bear in mind, in Cape Town, around December, the sun set very late. It was around 8.
Yeah.
So when he got there, they were robbing her. He instructed her to run back home because it's literally a few houses away. She ran, left him behind to deal with these 6 guys, and to tell you that they brutally murdered my cousin to a point where one of them was telling the other, kill this dog. It so happened that he was able to fight them off. Okay, fine. He took his medical aid card, he took his driver's license, knocking in people's yards. No one was opening up for him. Eventually, when he got to this one house, when they did open for him, he took his last breath and he had those things in his hand. His daughter was left without a father. The mother of the child is the last person to see him alive. And those guys were arrested the next day because one of them lived a street away from where he stayed. Fast forward, can I tell you, a very straightforward case. All 6 of them were arrested the next day. People knew who they were. People pointed out their whereabouts. Till this day, that case is ongoing. they also opposed bail because they know exactly what was going to happen should they decide to opt for that option. So it's so sad how people who hurt us the most are the people who actually know us. This is someone that dated one of the girls. The family doesn't deserve what happened to them. We are a very insensitive nation at times. We forget that there are actual real people out there who go through real experiences and who go through these traumatic experiences. I still haven't healed from my cousin's death because he doesn't deserve to die that way.
And things like this, when they happen, they
So
trigger, you know.
yeah, and there's a mother out there who's the baby mama who has to deal with a daughter who will ask her one day what happened to my dad, and the only thing she'll ever share with her is that he told me to run. He saved me. And there were people asking the mother of the child, why didn't you Uber that night? Why did you take public transport? Why did you have to have him drive out to go and meet you halfway? So we always find something to pin on someone for, other people's decisions. So this is, to me, it hits home. When his pictures, the perpetrator's pictures were shared, and I saw that I could access and see his profile here on TikTok, I went through it. He's a father. I blocked that account. So, as insensitive as it is to some men who are I saw some horrible comments saying, yeah, Ifebe, this and this and that. These were very young girls who still needed to live and enjoy their 20s like everyone else had to. So, to me, it's a very sad one. The law is failing us, particularly when it comes to straightforward cases. I believe they shouldn't even drag. We are going into the 3rd year, and my cousin is still not gotten any form of justice.
And people are enjoying 3 meals per day there in prison.
Yeah, so it's very sad. It's very, very sad.
Sorry, my sister.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Have a good evening. Bye.
Thank you, my darling. Yeah. Sister, do you want to wrap it up for us?
Hi, Madam Speaker. I really wanted to chop it down. But maybe I'm very sad. Madam Speaker, our communities have normalized pedophiles to grow to be predators. Because of now, the reason why we are not able to align the guy that he is a predator. And we always say this thing. The reason why this person is a predator, a person who is a pedophile, when he graduates, he becomes a predator, is because our husbands, our brothers, our fathers have been predators, and they're still preaching predators. Imagine the way in which we advise our boy child whenever they're going to get married, to say that there should be an age gap between you and the lady because the lady would grow old. But there's nothing like that now. There's nothing like that, because of the lady was growing old because she did not have resources. That what she had in the house, she had to eat whatever you drop there. She would have to gain weight because you have to bear those kids, because there's nothing that she can do. She cannot even join gym while you are working with friends. So now we are talking about a pedophile who have grown, a person who have dated at the age of 17, continued dating from the age of 17, growing with all of them until the age of 38, to where he goes into the sugar mamas. So now he's still a predator, a pedophile who has grown to be a predator. So now the predator have seen, remember, one of the characters to a predator is that they will gauge, they want something that they can work with within their hands. You can never be a predator and not be able to measure what you are going to catch.
If you are the lion, you need to measure whatever you're going to catch to say that like I can catch it. How far can it run? What are its strategies? And the only thing that they have realized with us is that, Madam Speaker, and I'm saying this, a person who is saying that a person who is under 25 years old is matured, ke a mo nyaka le no. The frontal loop of the child is not yet grown. This is the reason why you see them doing the same thing now and then.
Yeah.
There are predators who are not willing to grow because of they know that if I grow now, that means that I will lose the people I see there.
Yeah.
Currently, let's talk about an older person. He's out at the age of 38. Ona le mosadi, ona le bana. He's fishing out for those ones whose loop are so soft, who are still emotionally, and their hormones are all over. Madam Jika, at the age of 13, at 13 years old, I can be a woman and be sexually active. Reason being that there is development that is happening within. So what does it take? It takes a person who is older as a man to know, no, motho o ke ngwana wa gola ha tsebe le mmele gore o mo kae. She doesn't even know gore I'm in lupus this month now, and this feeling that is here, it's coming and passing, and it will come each and every month. She doesn't even know that if it happens now or now, I feel attractive is because of the hormones are in balance now. They are trying to prepare me for the next month. And you as a man, you are taking an advantage of a child whose hormones are going up and down. She doesn't even know how to control them. The reason why my loop is grown now is because I am older.
Yeah.
And being older, this means that when I'm in lupus, I can feel that, oh, I need a man around me. But because of I know the consequences of it, and my loop is all closed, there is no way that I will do that because I know the consequences. But with them, the only thing that they think it's a temporary thing. And the other thing, Madam Chika, we as parents, we normally leave our responsibilities very quickly.
Yeah.
We need to start teaching our kids to say, my girl daughter, you see wherever you are, you still have a long way to go.
Yeah.
And marriage and relationship is not your escape.
Yeah.
Because if you go to check an 18 years old, what he's thinking is that if I get a person, that means I will exit my house, my mom's house, and be in my house. But this is not how it is. You can have your own house at the age of 21.
Yeah.
And stay in your own house while you are growing. But because of now you have not yet grown, there are predators outside there. They know that emotionally you have not yet grown. So now we are arguing to say that bana be ba tswile bošego ba ile go groover. If bana be ba tswile bošego ba ile groover, ntate wa 38 years yena be a ile kae? Because of this is a child who is figuring out their loop is so loose. This person who passed metric recently. He's still exploring. Imagine when at that time, this is the age where she's supposed to be in varsity. And now she's here, just exited varsity. When I don't know, and I'll make sure I go after that person. And that person did it. Imagine the story of a guy, Walimpopo, the one who killed the family. What were we saying on the social media? What? Look, my brother is now calling. What were we saying on the social media? We said no, maybe the lady and when we went to check the childhood, how it happened, his relationship with guns, it was so wild from a very young age. And the family did not even tell or declare to say that this person has a problem. For me, Madam Chika, is that we need to teach our girl children now. Let's also take the responsibility. Madam Chika, I still applaud my mom for giving me an allowance until I said, I am okay. That allowance have stopped me from many things because they would have attracted me into even doing other things. I even had to stop some businesses to say that I'm no longer doing nails now. I'm concentrating on my books. My mom, I don't even know what to do with my salary now. What do I do? Can we maybe try to push it to that point? Because of now, our girl children are trying to also live there while there are people there. And if you know that you are a girl child, you are sitting here, or tlogelang go nagana gore banna ke tšhelete. tlogelang go e dira ntwe gore banna ke tšhelete. And those kids, they did not even take anything from him. Ba iketse go groove, ba kopana le motho, they are working, they came back, that person a ba accompany a ba kry-ana le bona a re ya, I'll find them, a ba tsamaya le yena. But
My
they
sister,
were
I think
killed.
on this one specifically,
Yeah.
we cannot really entirely say these people are looking at money, because I'm sorry to judge people's living conditions, but that guy doesn't look like a guy who has money. And in fact,
He doesn't. Even the kids were not even looking for money, because people are talking about money. And the reason why we are talking about money is because we leave our responsibilities early, Madam Speaker. Can we buy our kids the needs they have? Wire. And that is an ex again. And the reason why this ex afila gore o na le matla is because, Madam Speaker, if you check, I can see mara they are all calling me.
Okay, my sister, no, it's fine.
Yeah, so let's talk tomorrow. It's okay, but now let's also talk to Rina le bana ba rena ka mo gae. I spoke to my 14 years old maabane ka re ngwanaka, you are a teen now. You must know whatever you do, it's a lifetime thing. I've seen I love you running here, but let me tell you, I love you leads to the next step. And the next step, this means that somebody is going to be a victim or lebadi victim J2. So let's start talking the real thing with our girl kids. We'll digest it tomorrow. Good night.
Thank you so much, my sister. I appreciate your input. Ish, this is a very, very hectic situation that we're talking about today. But anyway, I just want to say thank you so much for coming through, and also to every single person who has been contributing to this topic, be it people who have called to join in as guests, and also those who've been in the comment section. We appreciate your input. Let's just continue being each other's keepers. As you know, we're supposed to be here on Thursday, so meaning that tomorrow is another day, and we're gonna be here. Tomorrow we're gonna be here. We're gonna continue. I don't know whether we're gonna continue with the same topic or we're gonna be talking about something else, but I know for sure that we're gonna be here tomorrow. Yeah, that's all. I have nothing else to add or subtract to what I've already said from the beginning. Yeah, God bless you and good night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.